Marty, Rourke, Sports Information Coordinator at Bishop's University, joined by Head Football Coach Kevin Mackey. Welcome, Kevin.
Hi, Marty. Thank you.
It was a tough game last Friday night in Montreal against a much improved McGill Redmond team. They beat the Gaiters. Touch a little bit on that.
Yeah, give them credit. They played a good football game, but I mean it's tough. You know, we had our first drive. We throw it to our receiver, he runs up the field, and he fumbles the ball at the 6-yard line. It's just the little things that we have to continue to work on. The penalties is become an issue, and it's tough, you know. And some of them, like the no yard, some of them you can't prevent those penalties. Unsportsmanlike conduct, those are things that we need to correct. And if we do those things, we're giving ourselves a chance. I mean, going into the fourth quarter, it's 26-9. We score another touchdown. When we're threatening, we got to finish some drives on offense. We got to create a couple more turnovers. We got some interceptions versus McGill, which was nice to see. So, you know, it's coming along, and the guys are instead of being depressed, the guys are more upset and frustrated, and they want to win, which is a great sign for a young football team. And you know, if we can put everything together, it's going to be huge to get a victory.
You touched a little bit on the young team. One of those young players was quarterback Jaden Marwick, who came in and got his first CIS touchdown pass. Positive takeaway from that?
Actually, absolutely. I thought Jaden played well. He moves around well in the pocket. He's a threat with his legs as well, and you know, he threw the ball really nicely. So it was nice to see, and it's a nice competition between him and Mathieu, and we're going to continue to grow our football team with those two guys, and you know, and they have a great relationship, which is nice to see. You know, sometimes they're helping one another, they're pushing one another to be better, which is going to be ultimately the best thing for our football team.
Well, looking ahead to Saturday, September 24th, not only is it homecoming here at Bishop's, but it's a very special homecoming. As many alumni know, we have a tribute to Bruce and Joyce Coulter taking place. Talk a little bit about what Bruce has meant to you, and then what he's meant to the Bishop's Gaiters football program in all his years that he's been around it.
Well, I think Bruce is the football Gaiters, and his Coulter Field, his field's named after him, and Joyce as well. We've been fortunate and had the privilege to have him around our football program, and Joyce as well. You know what? And the biggest lesson I learned from Bruce is developing young men. I mean, that's what he loved to do. He was passionate about it. And the nicest thing that you see during homecoming is all the people and all the lives that he touched in a positive way, which is something that sort of is more touching than a lot of the victories. I mean, they had some great football teams, the 86, the 87, you know, and you got Ian Breck as well too in there. There's a huge football legacy here, and they had great football teams. But I think later on down the road, as you're a football coach, you do remember certain victories, but the main thing that you do bring out of all of this is developing young men and seeing them being successful, you know, 20, 30 years down the road. And you know, they come back and they say, hey, thank you, you helped me do this, this, and this. You know, that's what's special about homecoming, and it's sort of that family atmosphere. And you know what? They've been a huge part of my life too as well. And one of the first meetings I had when I took over this head coaching job in 2012, I went and had lunch with Bruce, and he said, just stick to your values, do what you do, and if you ever need me, I'm here. And it's, you know, to have that being such a young coach, and to have him come and take time to eat lunch and sit down, and he's always been there for me whenever I needed him, it's huge. And Joyce as well. So it's, you know, we got to win this one.
That's it. So the event obviously starts earlier in the day and accumulates around the football game, which kicks off at 2 o'clock on Coulter Field, as you mentioned. St. Mary's Huskies. It's a crossover game, a team that we don't know too much about, being down in the AUS, although we did have the fortunate opportunity to play them last year and win last year in Halifax. So what can you take out of that game, and what do you know about St. Mary's going into Saturday?
I think they're a year older. They got some nice additions to their football team. They brought in a new quarterback. You know, so it's a year older. They just got their first win last week versus Mount A, their first win of the season, so I'm sure they're going to be excited. But at the same time, I mean, we got to surpass that enthusiasm. We got to really believe that we can get this done. And I mean, I still say we are a very good football team. I mean, we got to manage our injuries. We play the #1 team in the Montreal Canadiens. the second week of the season. We played Sherbrooke, in my opinion, are very good football teams. And you know what, we played in a tough conference. So, I mean, that's why we have to play so disciplined. That's why we have to create turnovers. That's why we have to protect the football, and we got to finish drives, because you don't have many second opportunities. And like I tell the guys, you don't have a second chance. When it's a game, you have that one chance to get the play right, so you got to get it done. And we're continuing to build on it, and that's why I say I love this team. The guys are enthusiastic, they're excited, they come to practice. You know, they're having fun at practice, and that's going to grow. It's a matter of time before we break through.
Well, thank you very much, Coach, and best of luck on Saturday. Saturday, 2 p.m. on Coulter Field, the St. Mary's Huskies are in Lennoxville to face off against the Bishop's Gaiters. Kevin Mackey and Marty Rourke.
Thanks, Marty.